Honestly, if you think about it, a lot of the species here on Earth and their evolution seems kind of similar, but yet we were the first to evolve. We were the first to create society and stuff like that. Be able to use tools, weapons, and then create buildings and architecture and all of that. And if you actually see it, sociology type of stuff, why we were able to create anything was because I don't know. I don't want to say desire, but kind of like that. But then you also kind of think why do all of the species of different animals look the same? Like many different birds, many different dogs, cats, coyotes, tigers. Why they all look Why they all look the same or pretty similar? Black panthers, tigers, and then of course the bear and the polar bear, because of their surroundings, because of the law of evolution and all that. Charles Darwin's and Dickens, they believe that all of the biological species were related, and there might be what causes life is genetic mutation, but also germination. Germination also creates all life. So it's completely possible that all life came from a gene pool. This would explain why humans cannot comprehend life outside of the four-limb system and the four-limb axis of the typical body, either animal or human. People just can't imagine anything else. So if there is other life on other planets, there is no reason for them to look different. Because if other planets were germinated, then life will spring in the same way, maybe different environmental factors, but that is really it. They might look like us, they might even use the same vocal cords and all that. Even alien animals might use the same factors. So it is entirely possible that there is source material, genetic material, source genetics. Maybe the gene pool is more than just a fantasy. Maybe the gene pool is more reality, and our creative mind is adapting to it. Imagine if all life was the same. It's pretty hard to comprehend, but again, you gotta also think about homogenization, which is pretty much like turning the base root into a basis or a basic thing, and then to be exploited or anything like that. So there's a huge possibility that an evolved species would understand our psychology and mentality and either work with it or work against it. Because there's also the possibility that aliens might be observing us or are the ones that are creating us. Maybe we are actually the human hybrids. But there's a whole bunch of possibilities with these claims. And it could be all credible, because, and also incredible, because if there are such things as aliens, then they also evolved. Maybe because time doesn't exist in space. Time is warped in space. Different areas in space and out in the galaxy have different time zones, and sometimes, especially probably around black holes, time speeds up or slows down. So there's a huge possibility that there are species more advanced than us and know exactly what we are capable of and how we might be able to destroy ourselves or something like that. Just to destroy ourselves, or even where we were headed before then. You know, when we first started inventing the wheel, they probably kind of knew where we were headed and saw potential. But at the same time, it's kind of, again, going back to the whole God thing. It's entirely possible that evolution might lead to mass extinction, nuclear warfare, and stuff like that. So maybe the Bible is kind of possible, and it's just kind of it's just kind of like an alien overviewing us and making sure we don't even know how to wash our own hands, that type of thing. But yet there are probably other species that wanted us to advance. Like I said, the Bible is a misrepresentation of what might be the real thing, and it's more mythological than anything. With how many variables there are in the human body, or in all life in general with genetic mutation, it is entirely possible that the gene pool might actually exist to pull from when a new species is created, or when a new species is randomized through germination and mutation and evolution.